What's up, Keep Pounding crew? Back today with another video. Keep pounding. Today's topic is, why should we trade with the Detroit Lions in the second round? If you like the video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out the Facebook group page, Keep Pounding in all caps, for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, as well as scheduling for the channel, draft day scheduling, car streams, to and from Charlotte during the draft, and the Fantasy Football League in July. Let's get into it. Now, why should we trade with the Detroit Lions? I'm going to show you why. Now, when we first start out, look how many draft picks we have. We have 6 total, and you can substitute either CJ Stroud or Bryce Young or AR. Doesn't matter which quarterback you want to substitute in for this first round. That's not the point of this video. Now, when we do this, let's say we get Bryce Young and we go into the second round. Now, if you don't like Bryce Young, take AR. If you don't like AR, take CJ. Doesn't matter. The point here is, pay attention to the things I'm about to show you next, because this is going to make all the difference on this this Lions trade. Now, I want you to notice who gets taken before our pick at 39. Will McDonald to Philadelphia. Ringo at Houston. Hyatt goes to the Colts. Consistently. Hooker gets taken. Now, and I don't even need to remind you about Cam Smith from South Carolina. Now, because of Darnell Washington's injuries, injury history, he has dropped on this draft board. Now, how far he's going to drop, I don't know. But in multiple mock drafts, Detroit has taken Darnell Washington when I have traded down to 48. Why is that important? You're about to find out. So let's initiate a trade with Detroit. This is the exact trade I would like to see us do. We move down to 48. We pick up the 3rd round 81. We pick up the 5th round 159. And a 5th round next year. And you see that this is acceptable as a trade. What's important are these 3 picks right here that you're seeing on your screen. The 2nd round 48, the 3rd round 81, and the 5th round 159. All 3 of these are crucial to ensuring that you get all the necessary pieces that you need to get. So let's trade them. And I want you to notice who the Lions take with this pick. Also notice the fact that Washington takes Luke Musgrave. Alright, so Green Bay takes Darnell Washington. That's not unusual. This is yet another defensive end that Detroit takes here at 39 when I have traded down from 39. Now, the positions I have noticed that Detroit has taken consistently are defensive end, tight end, hooker, and Darnell Washington. Specifically. If they continue that trend in these mocks, and that actually happens on draft day, we actually know what is about to happen on draft day with the Detroit Lions. We got a sneak peek preview of what Detroit would do at 39. Now, you can trust mocks, or you can trust patterns. Either way, you are getting 3, 6, 8 picks out of this. And those 8 picks coincide directly with wide receiver, quarterback, edge rusher, running back, linebacker, corner, tight end, and an offensive lineman as a bonus. Those are the positions that we have needs in. And as you'll see, 48 is tough to move here because the offers I'm getting are garbage. Like, I'm not getting anything decent out of it. Now, granted, at the 48, you still have Jack Campbell. You still have Drew Sanders. You still have Trenton Simpson. You still have a lot of weaponry up here. But at linebacker, I'm targeting Overshown from Texas. Why am I targeting Overshown? Because he matches all the boxes that you're looking for in a middle linebacker. Running, stopping, and coverage ability. He has demonstrated all of that in the films and in film study. Now, with that being said, if you go for Overshown, you have to take him at 93, otherwise he is gone. There's no guarantee he will be sitting there past 93. So if you could figure out a way to get a pick in between 93 and 100, that is ideal. You know, to ensure that Overshown goes to you. You know, at 93. Now, I'm not saying that that's a huge possibility because I've experimented with 2 or 3 teams, including the Jacksonville Jaguars and a few others. And I could not move the 48. Why should we draft Hodges Tomlinson? Hodges Tomlinson is a 5'8" corner that plays like a 6'3" against bigger wide receivers. And I'm going against the NFL Scouts' opinion on this, which says that he can't battle those types of wide receivers. Yes, he can. I've seen it twice on film. Once against a Texas wide receiver who was 6'8", and he won. You know, so don't buy into all those scouting reports. Do the research yourself. Do the film studies yourself, folks. It's that crucial. Because if you do the research yourself, you will discover things that the scouts will not see if you've got an attention for detail. If you do not, come into my stream and I would be glad to point stuff out for you that you should pay attention to. Alright, so at 48, you will be tempted to go Tillman here. You will be tempted to go Mims. However, you got Devin Arcane here. You got Tanks Bigsby. You got Rashawn Johnson. You know. Also at tight end, you've got Sam Laporta, who we have met with. At edge, you got B.J. Ojulari. You know, you got Zach Harrison, Byron Young down here, which would be available at 81. But I'm not taking that. If you go for Zach Harrison or Byron Young at 48, you are reaching. Therefore, and all of this is predicated on your targeting of Overshown in Texas at 93 and Hodges Tomlinson at 81. Because I'm telling you, if you don't take Hodges Tomlinson at 81 and you don't take Overshown at 93, both of them are gone. I can almost guarantee it. With both of them. So this 48, you would be looking at a wide receiver, a running back, or a tight end. Take your pick, but be careful. Because wide receivers have been known to screw up your draft after the second round. Be very, very aware of that. and be careful. It can cost you draft picks, that you have targeted on your board. And with that being said, you got quarterback 1, wide receiver 2, running back 3, edge rusher 4, linebacker 5, cornerback 6, tight end 7, and an offensive lineman 8. And I'm going to heavily suggest Warren McClendon to you at 159 or 155, 145 if you did not trade for the 159 pick. This is crucial. If you try for the 152 pick from Detroit, you will not get it. If you try for the other second round pick from Detroit, you will not get this trade. It is that crucial that you get these picks correct when you trade with this team. And I believe if you do trade with this team, you will get the proper picks that you're looking for on day 2 to ensure you get what you want down here. You'll have a lot more freedom once you hit 132, 145, and 159. Now, if you are drafting Warren McClendon down here at offensive tackle, watch for Wanya Morris. When Wanya Morris goes off the board, you can guarantee a round later Warren McClendon will be taken, either by you or someone else. So that Wanya Morris is your trigger point for Warren McClendon. Why do I want Warren McClendon? Well, let's look at Warren McClendon's snap counts on the PFF. And I'm not going to start a draft here, but I want you to see what his snap counts are when we look at him. Correct? We need a right tackle, and I have singled him out specifically because of the fact that if you look at the PFF grade on your screen here, 71.2, he's graded well against Auburn. He's battle tested against South Carolina, Missouri, Tennessee, Mississippi State, all the good SEC teams, including LSU, and even outside of it with Ohio State and TCU. Now look at your snap counts here. This is what I want people to pay attention to. Look at the snap counts for right tackle. 667 logged in last year at right tackle, 77 at left. So he can play left if you need him to in an emergency situation. I wouldn't plug him in at right guard because he only had one snap at right guard. But in 2021, he had 850 snaps, 593 in 2020. That is significant, ladies and gentlemen. Because look at the even amount of run block snaps versus pass block snaps. This is why I'm suggesting Warren McClendon. This dude is crucial to what we are trying to do on this offensive line and will seal it up with your last 4th round pick or 5th round pick. Now he's only given up 1 hit last year and 7 hurries. No sacks. 2 years in a row, no sacks given up. Now that is significant. So I want people to pay attention to these things when they start looking at researching players. This is crucial to understanding who these players are and what they're able to do and not do. So the only way to get to the snap counts is PFF mock drafts. Unfortunately, I wish there was another way. But currently that's the only way you can find it that I know of. If you know of another way, let me know in the comments below. But this is what you are essentially looking for. And just recently, Steve Smith, Agent 89, actually scouted Cedric Tillman at wide receiver. He scouted Mims as well. Now, we have met with Sam Laporta, and at edge, when you look back, I'm trying to find his name here. This was the first defensive end actually associated with us in a mock draft at 39 was Keon White from Georgia Tech. So I want people to pay attention to that too. All of these factors are very, very important in determining what we decide to draft from Friday on. With that being said, quarterback, wide receiver, Tomlinson is corner. At 93, you're looking at Overshown, who's a linebacker. At 114, you're looking at edge rusher. At 132, you're looking at whatever's on the board at running back, really. 145, you're looking at your last spot, which is probably going to be Warren McClendon at 145, and then 159 is whatever is left on the board that you did not previously get. So, with 8 picks, you should be able to get everything that you were looking for. That checks every box, ladies and gentlemen. That checks every box. Now, I've heard some people say they want defensive tackles. I disagree. Shy Tuttle is the only question mark for me. I vouch for the defensive tackle that we got from free agency, who was a former Clemson Tiger. He was on Brent Venables' defense in Clemson, so I vouch for him. Furthermore, I think that we have a lot of weaponry at running back right now. The only person you would be looking to replace is Spencer Brown at running back. At wide receiver, the only person you're really looking to find is a number 1 wide receiver. At tight end, the only person you're looking to replace is Spencer Brown. With all of that factored in, I think with Hodges Tomlinson at corner, we would have the best 4 corners in the league if we signed Trey Flowers. If we managed to draft a linebacker, Overshown would be a great fit for us. We would have one of the best linebacking cores out there. Probably top 5. Running backs, top 5. Wide receivers, top 15 in the league. Edge rushers, top 15. I mean, I'm ranking them right now. Offensive line would be one of the top 5. And, of course, tight end, would be top 5 as well. Because of what we are building with this. Depending on what you get at tight end. Safeties. We are locked in at safety. So, I'm very, very pleased at what we have gotten in this offseason. And you go into this draft, it's going to look nice, dude. It's going to look nice. This is going to be a beautiful, complete team if you trade down with the Detroit Lions. Do you understand now what we are dealing with when I say we should trade down with the Detroit Lions? It has to be the Lions. You have to initiate the trade. They will not trade with you, if you don't initiate that trade first. It is that important. You'll be tempted by all these other offers. Take the Detroit one if they offer you that. That's a steal and a half. That's what you're looking for. That's exactly what you're looking for. Anything above that offer, and they won't take it. I'm surprised if they would even take a fifth round for next year in that offer. If you could squeeze a sixth in there, do it. But if they don't take any uh, draft picks for next year, don't worry about it. Focus on the ones for this year. That's what's important. That's my suggestion to the Panthers management. Take it or leave it. Do whatever you wish with it. You know, and Scott Fitterer never specifically specified which round that trade up or trade down would happen in. So I want y'all to keep that in mind too. Read in between the lines, folks, when you see these press conference releases. This is not a coincidence. I've been pushing this Lions trade for the longest this offseason. During this month specifically. In these mock drafts. For this reason. And I've gotten some really, really good players out of it. So I highly suggest that you do that. I'm pounding the table for Hodges Tomlinson. I'm pounding the table for Warren McClendon to complete the offensive line. Because if you're going to draft Bryce Young, you better have a complete depth-filled offensive line. Or he will get hurt. Mark my words on it. You want to take an example? Watch the Saints game from last year when Corbett went down. This is not a pretty picture, is it? Substitute in Bryce Young, who gets sacked a lot, without a brick wall offensive line, and it's not a pretty picture. And that's regardless of his talents or not talent that he has displayed on the field. That's something you do not want, folks. That's why I've been pounding the table for 7 years now for offensive line depth for a reason. Otherwise, the quarterback conversation is irrelevant. Because you're going to have yet another quarterback that's going to end up on the stretcher and become another Teddy Bridgewater bridge quarterback. Is that what you want in Carolina? I didn't think so. Think before you draft. Alright? That's my thought process on this. And I am a supporter of CJ Stroud. I don't need to support my reasons on that. You know, but I'll do that when the time comes. When we have more time after this draft, I will state my reasons. But for now, I'm not getting myself involved in that because it's become like a political discussion every time people discuss this number one pick. And I'm not here for that. I want rounds 2 through 5 discussion. So for anyone that is willing to talk rounds 2 through 5, I'm here for it. Let's go. I'll be up in the stadium. See you there. As always, stay happy, healthy, and well, and keep pounding.